Are the Buffalo Sabres all the way back? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video of Sports Talk Buffalo. The Buffalo Sabres have now won 3 games in a row for the second time this season, pulling themselves back up to a 7-1 record at the time of this video. And while that doesn't sound all that impressive, if you have been watching the Buffalo Sabres throughout the course of the year, you've noticed that they have looked very good in a majority of the games that they've played this season, even though they have not gotten the outcomes early on this season. The underlying numbers suggest that the Sabres have been playing good hockey. Even the eye test, the Sabres have been playing very good hockey. And now the goaltending is starting to roll around to make it that much better. This man was 15 games into the season. So what has changed of late that has made the Buffalo Sabres look that much better, look just a little bit different than years past? Well, the first thing is that Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has appeared to return to form that we saw him in the second half of last season. Vezina Trophy form, at least in these last few games, that we saw in the entire second half of last season. And in the last 4 games, he has allowed just 6 goals in his last 4 games. Of course, he has a record of 3-1 in those games, including the 3-game winning streak. He also has a save percentage of a .950 in those 4 games. And as we all know in the NHL, no matter what is going on in front of him, if your goalie is performing well on a nightly basis, you have the opportunity to win the game. And I think that is what UPL has been giving the Buffalo Sabres over this last stretch of games. The next thing that I have noticed that has been vastly improved over the last 5 games is the Buffalo Sabres special teams. Now, if you watched early on this season, they received a ton of criticism for their power play. They were fucking dreadful to start the season. However, it appears that they have finally found some traction on their power play in the last 5 games, as they have goals in 4 of the last 5 games, operating at a 31% power play percentage in these last 5 games, and they have raised themselves to a 15% overall for the season after starting the season something like 0-27 on the power play. They have done very, very good in these last handful of games to really get their power play going, and they had been playing good 5-on-5. So if they can get their power play going, the Buffalo Sabres can definitely be a dangerous team in this Eastern Conference. Also, their PK hasn't been world beater, but they have looked solid in these last 5 games, allowing just 3 goals on the last 18 attempts at a respectable 83% overall for their penalty killing unit, including a big kill in overtime their last game against Calgary in order to get it to a shootout, where, of course, the Buffalo Sabres would go on to win that game. The third and last, and I think most important reason why the Buffalo Sabres have been doing good over this last stretch of games is the fact that they are getting contributions, finally, from the entire lineup on a consistent basis. Now, Tage Thompson appears like he has returned. He is fully healthy and has returned to his 94-point all-star self that we saw a couple of seasons ago where he was fully healthy. He was on an absolute tear. He looks like that player once again to start this season 15 games in, as well as both Peterka and Alex Tuch on that line, as Peterka is at a point per game pace, and Alex Tuch is right around a 0.8-ish points per game pace. Very, very solid contributions from their first line. Of course, their third line is what we had been calling it. Their third line has continued its incredible play as they have pretty much all season long. They have been the Buffalo Sabres' most consistent line, in my opinion, for the entirety of this season through the first 15 games, as all three players, Zucker, which has been an incredible signing. Everyone didn't really like that signing. It didn't really move the needle for me, but he has been a fantastic signing. The McLeod trade, everyone hated it. Everyone seemed to hate it. I didn't hate it. I knew a prospect had to go. I didn't love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I could foresee the future, but I didn't hate it because the Sabres got something that they needed. They needed to fill a hole at 3C. They filled the hole at 3C, and they only gave up a prospect to do it. Everyone was saying that could have been one of the biggest fleeces in NHL history, which was a massive overreaction for Sabres fans and the national news media, as Matt Savoy is apparently struggling down in the AHL in Edmonton, or in the Edmonton organization, and McLeod looks like a revelation for the Buffalo Sabres. He has been tremendous, and his speed has been noticeable for this Buffalo Sabres team. And also Jordan Greenway. All three of these guys are on pace to be at or over their career highs in points. They continue to just play well all season long, something that is a welcomed sight for the Buffalo Sabres. And not just that, but also the second and fourth lines are starting to contribute offensively. This makes the Sabres an incredibly well-rounded team, a four-line team, something that I think we all thought we would see going into the season. Certainly I did. I believe the Sabres would have four very good lines heading into the season. That's why I predicted them to be very, very good this season. Hasn't started out the way I believed that it would under Lindy Ruff. However, again, these last few games, the Buffalo Sabres have looked fast. They've looked aggressive, they looked hungry, and their straight ahead style, if they can continue to do this, play hard on the forecheck, control the puck in the offensive zone, and really give fits to the teams that they're playing against, they are going to be a tough out for any single team in the NHL, as we just saw them absolutely shit on the New York Rangers not that long ago. The Rangers came into that 2 games ago. The Rangers came into that game 8-2-1 or something like that, and the Sabres just absolutely blew their doors off, chased their all-star goaltender, and looked very, very good all game long doing it. The Sabres in the previous game, again, looked very, very, very good against the Ottawa Senators. The Buffalo Sabres have to be able to also win games when they don't maybe look as good as they did against the Rangers in Ottawa, and that is what they did when they played the Calgary Flames a couple nights ago. The Buffalo Sabres didn't have their best game. However, UPL kept them in the game. The Sabres were outshot. The Sabres made their most on a couple of opportunities. They were able to hold off Calgary, get it into a shootout, and get that extra point in the shootout. Once again, courtesy of UPL stopping all three Calgary Flame shooters and JJ Peterka scoring in that shootout. All I'm saying is, I don't know if this team is going to be as good as I had originally predicted. However, it appears as if they are starting to figure out what the expectations are for new head coach Lindy Ruff. He made some changes. He's holding guys accountable. It seems sitting Samuelsson, sitting Jokiharju. Both guys had been struggling a little bit. putting in other guys in their places, sending a message to his team that substandard play will not be tolerated. And it seems to have really given this Buffalo Sabres team a boost. They have been very, very good the last handful of games, really, for this Buffalo Sabres team. Again, a 3-game winning streak for the Buffalo Sabres. Can they continue this? Can they continue to string wins together and not lose multiple games in a row so that they can get their heads finally above water and really start competing for a playoff spot this season in the NHL? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Are the Buffalo Sabres all the way back, or do you need to see just a little bit more before you declare them to be all the way back to the team that we have seen for so many seasons here in Buffalo, back to the team that we have missed for the past 13 seasons, and that is a perennial playoff team. That is our Buffalo Sabres. Again, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Also, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a video. Obviously, I talk Bills, Sabres, and the University at Buffalo men's basketball and football teams right here on this page. As always, thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic week.